Peace, quick live, think fast. Matter of fact, thinking about, matter of fact, with the energy of the Day of the Dead energy, you know, with the celebration of the ancestors, and I just got like a little, you could say like a little, I don't like to call channels, you know, when I just get a quick, it's more like just a little clear cognizance, you know, that didn't come from me, but you know, basically like a little telepathy where I was basically like, all right, today, you know, the day of the ancestors, connecting with the ancestors, cool. So in my head, I'm like going to grab the quartz, and nothing wrong with the quartz, but I was thinking quartz and other high, like super high vibrational crystals. And then something instantly kind of caught me and was like, hey, don't forget though that your ancestors are the ones that you really, you know, trying to connect with, you know, right now, since you're in the physical, are the ones that were in the physical. And basically the voice, and that's funny because all that got said in a matter of what we would call seconds. I got channeled all this information of like this whole rundown of like, well, you know, no, because when you're reaching out there for the super high vibrations, that's like you know, avatars and beings that may have never took a physical, you know, manifestation, you know, never have took a physical incarnation, so to speak. So someone was like, nah, you want to connect with the earth element, because again, you know, when your ancestors were, you know, we all are vibrations, but you know, when the ancestors were here in the physical, they were, you know, in the physical, in that earthly aspect, you know, because our physical bodysuit is, you know, basically earth in essence. Matter of fact, because I came across a video about that too, bringing up how like when you're doing magic and stuff like that, how we go to looking for so many outside aspects for the element of earth when you're doing things, but shit, we are the element of earth within ourselves, you know, just being in this bodysuit, in the 666 carbon bodysuit, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, you know, in the physical bodysuit. Matter of fact, in the carbon, which just a quick one, you know, I always bring that up though, you know, carbon related to the melanin and how, you know, pressurized carbon really is a diamond, and same thing as above so below, pressurizing, you know, melanated people, you know, melanated carbon, it makes diamonds, you know, we shine under pressure. And dealing with, again, the connection to the ancestors, you gotta remember that they were here on this earthly plane. Matter of fact, think about it like this, that's where the offerings come, like the offerings to, you know, these deities, ancestors, things of this nature, is like an earthly aspect, a physical aspect, you know what I'm saying? In essence, grounding that energy that you're trying to work with, you know what I'm saying? So me puffing on the cigar a few times or whatever, that's grounding that energy of Papa Legba or Gay, you know what I'm saying? Me taking that little taste of honey before I offer it to Oshun is, you know, grounding, you know, earthing and pulling down that Oshun energy, you know. But, you know, I did catch that. I was like, you know, let me get all my high vibrational crystals. And which in essence, now, you know, it is a thing to it where, of course, I would still be able to connect with the ancestors from the earthly realm, you know, because they are of a high vibration, you know. So it's not like, you know, but having that earthly aspect, how can I say, ties you more to their existence as a being on earth, you know what I'm saying? Because say for instance, I could contact the soul of my father, you know, and deal with the energy of that soul, you know, that kindred spirit, like straight up detached from the human experience we had, or I could connect with the energy, you know, the soul of my dad, and connect to the human experience that we had, like, well, you know, the aspect of the father son, you know what I'm saying? Like it's levels to it, you know, because my soul, your soul, you know what I'm saying? It's not just this one existence. We have multiple incarnations, and to feel like one incarnation is more important than one, you know, like to feel like, all right, the soul of my father existence and this existence was more important than all his other incarnations. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? That soul is a soul that's traveling and learning along with me. And again, that connection where, yeah, you could connect with them, like say for instance, using like a phenakite, angel light, like all those high vibrational which that'll connect you more with guides more than ancestors, but ancestors could be guides by, you know, by default. But like it's gonna connect you with that higher, almost like the higher self of that soul of that person, other than, you know, actually connecting with that human aspect that connected y'all on a physical level, in a physical realm. You know, if you want to connect on that physical realm, physical level, you want to deal with petrified wood. I always bring up petrified wood. We're dealing with the ancestors. And I also caught an omens this morning about bloodstone and hematite, about how it's not talked about or said in any crystal information, but I feel like, you know, and I say I feel, you know, intuitively, you know, I kind of felt something come over me of like, you know, like where the hematite and the bloodstone is also connecting us to the ancestors on that, you know, like I say, on that earthly connection through the blood. You know, I would always say blood, relatives, things of this nature. But, see, I'm talking. Excuse me, y'all, I need some water. I had to make sure, I was like, wait, that's the sun shining. But how we talk about blood relatives, you know, ancestors, you know, we related through blood, you know, through our DNA. You know, the raw 10, law 10, the DNA. But the hematite connection and the bloodstone, you know, with that aspect, you know, the iron, you know, we got iron in our blood, iron in earth, you know what I'm saying, as above, so below, you know what I'm saying, hematite, hemoglobin, you know what I'm saying, in the blood, you know, it's all connection. So that's another 2 crystals. Matter of fact, that's kind of like a wild card aspect that shouldn't, I'm gonna have to talk about that even more in depth, because you don't really see nothing about like bloodstone and hematite. You don't really see that being talked about heavily for connecting with your blood ancestors, you know, like or connecting with ancestors in general. So that's a great crystal for that. But matter of fact, and just, you know, this is a think fast, and before I go, just saying, you know, don't forget about the ancestors. They are there connecting you, you know what I'm saying? And like sometimes a lot of you, like whenever we neglect, and this high spirit guides everybody on the high realms who work with us, where, you know, you keep neglecting them talking to you and you keep neglecting the signs, then, you know, now it's one or two things, like they're kind of just, you know, they wouldn't give up on you on that level, but for the most part, I was gonna say, like, it kind of gets harder where, you know, like, well, now you're gonna get a flat tire, like more bad things are gonna happen to you because it's trying to wake you up to them showing you, like, hey, if you could connect to us and talk to us, or we always be talking to you, you wouldn't have this flat tire, you wouldn't be in this situation if you connect. You know, all it takes, like, what's funny is, you know, all it takes is more of the psyche, because when I first approached having an altar and stuff, it's more of the mind frame of like, man, this ain't gonna work, well, I'm gonna put out this plate of food. Like, but think about it like this, man, it's just a plate of food, like it's just an offering, a cigar, some coins, a little bowl of honey. All right, if it don't work, you know what I'm saying, like, because that's the thing, back to worrying about what people say. Oh man, you know, put out this bowl of honey, what people gonna think? Like, just do the work. It's something simple, you know what I'm saying? Simple. And a lot of it is the subconscious programming of not being taught to use it and being worried about what people think. But the energy is there, and it's something simple. Like, my thing is, if all the old stuff haven't been working for so long, then why not? Is it that hard, or is it that much of rocket science to just leave a bowl of honey, or like one of your past relatives' favorite dish or favorite candy out just to see, you know, with a candle? Go buy a $1 candle from the store, like one of them 7-day candles. I just put, wait, let me grab and show you which one I got. You know, and I'm walking around with mine in essence, like, but it ain't nothing to get, and that's what you say. You say with your actions, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like, all the ancestors, this and that, but they trying to connect, but you can't buy a $1 candle to connect with them. You know what I'm saying? They looking at that. It's like, bro, you talk about connection, but you don't even put in the work or buy the simple things to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? I got my little candle. Matter of fact, and this vibed out all around this little park just to show right quick. Everybody connecting with family, you know. Which gonna be another video for another time. Where I thought about like you know, with the Mexican, Hispanic, Black community and how we need to mature and get it together. You know, how as one melanated people, and that's why using the word melanated is so powerful, because it kind of like dodge all that. I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm from this culture. You know, you're a melanated being. You know, even the white people that's melanated people in the sky talking to y'all too. You know, all because it's about the neuromelanin, it's the real true connections. You know, now of course, you know, when you got more of the skin pigmentation and more of it, it does create more of a stronger connection, but it's a connection nonetheless, you know, because everything has melanin in it, like, you know, plants, animals, all that, you know, so it's a strong connection. But yeah, definitely need to talk on that subject, because here it is that, you know, matter of fact, I'm talking about Papa Legba, these aspects of Vodun and Santeria, like doing the same thing, but just not talking to each other. It's like, and honestly, like that's one of, I've seen a lot of love, but that's one of the biggest, like, it's like, man, like, you see, I had some of my coldest and most distant moments dealing with somebody that looks closer to me than what would be called a racist oppressor, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that kind of, like, I was like, man, that's just crazy. And two, it was a part of, and matter of fact, I guess I touch on a little bit, you know, since I'm already that far in, because also it's a part of, you see what the jailhouse system is so corrupt that it even trickles down into us in the free world. Like, and that's crazy that I'm a free world citizen and the culture of a jailhouse is around me in the free world, where, because the culture of like jailhouse culture is racist, basically, you know, blacks with blacks, white with white, Mexican, this and that, you know what I'm saying? That trickles out into the, you know, into the world, you know, but that has to, you know, that has to stop. Like, what African American, Black people, Mexican, Hispanic, what we all, I ain't gonna say we all federalists. I must speak up as the collective and say that, you know, like, y'all don't know that it would change the world at a switch of a button. Like, you ever, you know, when you press a button and boom, like whatever, you know, turn the machine on or whatever, you just press a button on automatically. Like, you would see the world change, like if we all just kind of started connecting more and just started understanding, just to try to start, you know what I'm saying, understanding each other. Man, teach me a little Spanish, I teach you a little English, you know. I was kind of like, I teach you my voodoo, you teach me your Santeria, you know what I'm saying. We could do the African dance, the salsa, you know, we mix it up, you know what I'm saying, because it's all one, you know what I'm saying, from the native cultures. That's another thing too, worrying about, well, you, like, bro, we all melanated people and we all have a common ancient grounds to at least Atlantis and Mu or Lemuria, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, if we can't agree upon that, you know what I'm saying, then dang, you know. But, because matter of fact, with the Olmecs, you know, like being the culture that passed down the culture and information to the Aztecs, you know what I'm saying. You look at the Olmec, big wide noses, you know, like we all come from that common dark melanated being. And when I'm speaking from a place of being a mutt myself, you know what I'm saying. Like, you see me light in color, like, you know, I'm mixed with all kind of things myself, and that's what you realize, like, bruh, you know, like, it's just different levels of melanin, you know, but it's all one organism, you know. Kind of like the body, you know, the body has concentrated areas of melanin, as above, so below, you know. Like, and I guess wherever in the body that would have a concentrated area of melanin would be like Africa in the body, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's really that real. I'm gonna have to look that up and see, you know what I'm saying? I just spoke on that as I'm going with the flow, but, you know, that would be something to do a video, look that up and see what part of the body is like that, and, you know, see if I could draw that comparison. But connect with the ancestors, meditate. I did that pause so I could kind of give an example of what meditation is. You know, the thoughts pop up, don't jump at them, let them pass up, and don't think, oh, I failed, you know, damn, I'm, you know, because now you're giving into it even more. You're messing up your meditation even more by adding your emotions to it. Just get into that quiet mode. If thoughts pop up, just let them, you know, flow. You know, don't play with them, nothing. And you ain't messed up bad. Stop being harsh on yourself. You know, it's a growth. You know, I just got off the phone with my brethren about this the other day, where I was like, bro, you know, it's crazy to trip out on yourself, because you got to realize, man, that's like over about 25 years of brainwashing, you know, we've been dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as far as kind of close to respectively to our ages, you know, like we've been brainwashed, you know what I'm saying? Because even as being an indigo and knowing better, you know, I still was brainwashed into being a product of my environment and still being that, you know what I'm saying? So our practicing habits was nowhere near what, you know, what we trying to be. So it's gonna be a growth, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I think about myself and my growth, like that's why I don't watch TV and got away. I thought about it the other day, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to leave on this note, but like how different, like, well, you know, we do choose our aspects, like our soul choose what type of families, you know, we go into and all this. And I thought about how, like, you know, the difference of like how we chose our lifestyles, and it's a difference in how we grew or grow. Because I think about like how like when I hear the brethrens on UGR, shout out to the brother Rich, Red Pill and Blue Pill and them, and like how they could get into some of these pop culture situations, and nothing wrong with that, honestly. Like I tune into a lot of the videos. Matter of fact, y'all should tune into Black Magic. I forgot the last, but Brother Rich Black Magic 363 or 636. I don't know. I always like to plug everybody else, because, you know, that's another thing too. Our information is, you know, individually, you know what I'm saying? You know, that vibrational signature, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you go watch his, I still got we both got unique perspectives. But anyway, I was thinking about how somebody like me though, well, because I grew up, say for instance, I didn't grow up with the conscious culture in my, you know, in my environment. I picked a lifestyle to be, you know, around the blindness of the situation, you know. So I've been around the MySpace world and the ratchetness and the world star hip hop and all this, to a point where that's why I don't watch TV and deal with it at all now, because I'm like, bro, I done had that life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I could look here or there, clown here or there. Yeah, you know, that's another thing too. You don't want to hold yourself on that spiritual pedestal. Well, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you know, as long as you comfortable with it and not, you know you're not damaging your subconscious to no high level or nothing like that, it'd be cool. But like, I just got away from it fully, because I'm like, you know, like, man, I done sat there for hours and argued about which basketball player better than the other, and what sports team better than the other, or what other little information that didn't do nothing for both parties, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't getting money for those arguments, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done did all of that, you know what I'm saying? And you just get to a point, because even down to like with the debating with spiritual information, it's like I want to get as furthest away from that part of myself as possible, that old part of myself. And like, and I look at the brethren who came up, like, you know, whether it be red and blue, whoever came up, you know, in a conscious type, just using them for example, coming in a conscious household, where, like, you know, when you had that, you know, when you could have that, you know, around you all your life, then you're gonna be a little different, you know. It's not that void, it's not that much of a void, like the information, you know what I'm saying, like how it was for me. So where it was like I've been voided information and consciousness for so long. It's like being in the desert, and when you finally get that water, it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like, you know, you're just overdoing it compared to somebody who's been drinking water, you know, pretty much at a certain pace all their life. So they, you know, they don't, you know, they sip in the water and they can still indulge, you know. But I look at those different comparisons, and not a comparison putting no pedestals or not, you know. It's just assessing how, you know, we choose our different paths, you know. Just relating and sharing on that, you know, and looking at myself on my path and me choosing like you know, an unconscious upbringing, so to speak, so that it could really drive me into waking up on the level I'm waking up right now, you know. But that's just something I was thinking about. But again, meditation. It don't take nothing to start your little altar, little anywhere in the crib, little table or whatever. Put a little candle there, you know what I'm saying? A picture of grandmother and a grandma, grandpa, and a little candle, you know what I'm saying? And all right, you're scared of voodoo, this and that. Say the Our Father in front of the candle, and just say, I wish y'all well, and I hope y'all with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just to begin. Like, that's the thing. That's how real it is. Like, even if you're coming out of Christianity with it. Because what you fail to realize, Christianity is like an indirect pagan thing. Like, it copies all the things that it calls pagan. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they had that little September prediction using astrology, but they condemn astrology. Or how, you know, they use candle magic. Like when you go in church, you know, matter of fact, all the people from back home, Holy Ghost church, where you walk in, you got all them candles right there, you know what I'm saying? That's candle magic. Like, you know, them Jesuits and all that on the high level know of magic. Matter of fact, go watch The Blue Exorcist. The Blue Exorcist on Netflix is a good anime, which parallels the level of knowledge that the Vatican has, in essence, you know. Quiet as kept. A lot of people watch it and don't think that, but yeah, the Jesuits know about malachite and about you know, all this type of things. You know what I'm saying? Like candle magic and all this, you know. So, but I'm gonna go on that note. Peace. Happy now. Man. Stay in the moment. Don't get scared. Don't let your ego scare you out of the moment. Stay in the moment. You don't have to be thinking about what's going on in the past or the future. You just gotta be here and now, you know. Peace. Not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now.